right. Welcome back. It's November 18th, and we are here at the Flags and Whistles podcast with a guest. I am Elias and Carson. I'm joined by my co-host,
Carson Flake.
And we also have Dylan Chambers. Dylan, introduce yourself.
Dylan Chambers.
Who are you?
I don't know. They just picked me up off the street, but great to be here, guys.
Awesome.
Right, who actually are you?
Dylan Chambers, Keene State men's soccer teammate with both these guys, roommates with Elias since freshman year, and also a big sports fan.
Right on.
Big sports fan. Kieran was a sports aficionado.
Wow.
So would you call yourself anything else?
That's a big word. You guys got anything for me?
I don't know.
I like sports fan.
Sports fan, analyst, and
Analysis master.
analysis master, and big Patriots fan.
Analysis master. That's my title. Over my head the whole time, please.
There we go. All right. And we have another segment coming at you guys last week. We hope you liked that one. The hot or not. This week, it's buy, sell, or hold. We're going to go over all the playoff and wild card contending teams, and we're going to give you our takes on whether you should buy that hype, buy that team, sell that team because they're overrated, or give them a chance and hold out.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We switched it up a little bit. We originally did those like digests of each week. Low key, a lot of work.
A lot of work.
This is more fun.
This is more fun, and I don't know. It gives you guys something different. You can go and see how the teams performed, and we'll drop that in here. But buy, sell, hold, that's today's game. And then at the end, we will rip a little MVP conversation, offensive, defensive player of the year, offensive and defensive rookies of the year. So let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Woo! Team one, Elias. Hit us
Team
with
one. All right. We'll start off right in the middle with the Houston Texans.
Oh.
So right now the Houston Texans are 5-5. CJ Stroud has been injured for a couple of weeks, and it's been Davis Mills rocking it down in Houston. Carson, what do you think?
Sell. I'm selling.
Selling?
I think the biggest thing is we've talked about this in the past with C.J. Stroud about how, he kind of had that fall off after his rookie year. And now that he's hurt especially, I just don't think he was at that caliber that we saw his rookie year. The team isn't at that caliber. And then with him out in general, I'm selling.
I'm going to go with the same thing, just looking at the games that they have left to play. They have the Bills, Colts twice, Chiefs, Cardinals, Raiders, and Chargers. So
I think that the Chiefs and the Colts will be a good test for them.
yeah.
The Raiders, they should win that game.
Yeah, I think so. But overall, looking at the strength of schedule, I don't think that the Texans are even going to be in the wild card race in a couple of weeks. So I'll be selling. Dylan?
I'm also selling the Houston Texans, guys. C.J. Stroud hasn't been the same quarterback since that clip at half field with Caleb Williams where he told him to learn from his mistakes when he beat him. Down a couple wide receivers from last year. Offense doesn't look as strong. So, yeah, I'm selling him, especially with the strength of schedule like you mentioned.
Fair enough.
All right, so an all-in-all consensus there. Next, we will move to the Detroit Lions.
I'm holding them.
Holding. Okay.
Holding. Because they did not show up on Sunday night
This is very
against
true.
the Eagles. That's a chance. Here's my biggest thing. 2 statement win opportunities for the Lions. Chiefs and Eagles fell in both games, especially didn't show up at all against the Eagles. Like, they scored 9 points and an offense that's supposed to be going crazy. Like, I'm holding them because I don't want to speak too soon and sell them, but I don't think they're as good of a team as they were last year. That's just my opinion.
I'm gonna double down on that hold. I mean, like Carson said, losing to the Chiefs, losing to the Eagles, those are obviously two good matchups, but 2 games that if you're Dan Campbell and the Lions, you are expecting to win them. You're expecting to set the tone, put your name down in there for a Super Bowl contending team. Instead, they find themselves 3rd in the NFC North with a record of 6-4. The Packers and the Bears are in front of them. So right now they're vying for a wild card spot as things stand. So I'm going to hold out. It's way too talented of a roster to give up on already, but I don't know. The Bears are cooking. The Packers are cooking. Lions got to step it up if they really want to have it be their year, like they've been saying. Dylan,
You guys are gonna look at me weird for this, but I think I'm gonna sell the Lions, guys.
Wow.
Underperforming the playoffs the last 2 years.
Bro, but like underperforming in what way? Like you have no metric for that because they literally have never performed in the playoffs. So
Listen,
they're just performing,
listen,
actually.
come back to this in 3 months,
I will.
and I'm telling you what. You take the Lions out of a covered stadium, you put them somewhere cold. I don't see the Lions doing anything past maybe the first round this year. I think that they're going to be on the road. I don't think they're performing very well on the road, and I don't see this roster winning a Super Bowl.
I get where you're coming from. I'm not arguing. I'm just giving a counter argument.
Yeah, I understand with the talent of the roster, like this team should absolutely go somewhere, but this is going to be my hot take of the day, and it's early, but I'm selling the Lions, man.
Here's my thing.
enough.
I get where you're coming from. They lose to Packers week 1. They beat the Bears, beat the Bears 52-21. Beat the Ravens. Ravens at the time were no good. That was like when Lamar was hurt. They beat the Browns, not much of a win. Beat the Bengals, same thing, not much of a win. Lost the Chiefs, beat the Buccaneers. That's their, in my opinion, only statement win.
Yeah.
Is the Buccaneers, because they beat they lose to the Vikings. They beat the Commanders, who we will probably talk about, and I think they're fraudulent. And then they lose to the Eagles. So they haven't had their statement win.
Yeah, and multiple opportunities to do that. So we got a hold, and a sell.
And a sell.
Coming from Dylan Chambers.
I mean, I love Dan Campbell, but I can't do it.
That's okay.
That's fair.
That's okay.
That's what this is all about.
We're here for dialogue, man.
Yeah. Let's shoot over back to the AFC with the Buffalo Bills. Carson. Currently 7-3. 7-3 Buffalo Bills.
I'm going to hold them as well.
Okay.
Because, okay, it depends what we're talking about. Because you know that the Bills will end up being the Bills in the end. They're going to show up in the playoffs for the first game or the second game, and they won't make it to the Super Bowl. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. The other thing is that loss to the Dolphins is really, really, like, in the back of my head, being like, okay, so we realized if you want to be the best team, you still have to show up on your bad days. When you are on your bad day, you have to find a way at least to put yourself in the game. Didn't even do that against arguably one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. If they have a bad day against any other team, if they can't even beat the Dolphins, how do you expect them to go far? So I'm holding them because they have the potential. They have the wins to back it up, but you never know.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy the Bills, and here's why. I think So I'm not buying them as in I think they're gonna win the Super Bowl per se, but
so that's really where our we need a little bit more of a clarification on this.
Yeah.
Because are we buying them as like we're buying them as a good team, or are we buying them as like a trending up team? Like I think it's like a stock, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what our whole idea is. Like,
yeah.
So they're trending up, trending down, or trending normal?
I'm buying them as trending normal. I'm buying them as trending up, and I'm buying them as a contender in their division.
Okay.
The Patriots are 9-2. The Patriots are no joke, and we've had this conversation before. I think the Patriots are maybe a year or two away from being there, and Josh Allen is still that guy. And I think that if it ends up being Patriots-Bills in any way, the Bills are going to edge out in that game.
Okay.
Weapons is still something that they're lacking.
Patriots beat the Bills.
That's true. That's very true. That's why this is a hot take. But they're down weapons, yes. Josh Allen, James Cook, Khalil Shakir sometimes are the kind of pieces that you need to move forward. The defense has struggled at times this year, but I think overall they also have the pieces, particularly the secondary.
Also, Dalton Kincaid out too.
Yeah. So I'm going to buy them as a contender, and I'm going to leave it there because I think if I say too much, I might ruffle some feathers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Carson here. I'm gonna hold the Bills. Josh Allen still hasn't proved to me that he can win an AFC Championship game.
Yep.
Hasn't beaten Patrick Mahomes.
In the playoffs.
Yes, in the playoffs. Lost to Drake May and the Patriots this year. So I think they're the Bills, and like Carson and both you guys said, the Bills are going to bill, and they're going to be a good team. They're going to be hard to beat, but I don't see them winning an AFC Championship or a Super Bowl, so I think I'm going to hold them.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Next up on our list, we will head just a little bit north of Keene down to Philadelphia with the Eagles.
Huh?
You meant south of Keene,
South
right?
of Keene. Good gosh. It's 8:46 p.m. on a Tuesday. My apologies.
The Maine Eagles.
The Maine Eagles.
I'm
South.
still pretty sure if you go north, you go to Canada.
You go to Canada. My bad. We're heading south to the city of Philadelphia for the Eagles. Carson.
Buying.
Buying. Why is that?
I'm buying. The opposite of what I'm saying about the Lions. And here's why. When they need to win a big game, they win it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how. They beat the Lions, barely beat the Packers, but they got the win. Beat the Giants, beat the Vikings, somehow lost the Giants, but that was the Cam Scottaboo, Jackson Dart, amazing game.
Yeah.
Lose the Broncos,
Broncos are a
fair
good
enough.
team. Yeah.
They're a good team. We're going to get there. Beat the Bucks, beat the Rams, beat the Chiefs. They have had a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Tough schedule. Beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
When they need to win the big games, they win. They show up. And that's my biggest thing. When they show up, they show up. Tush push, still unstoppable. Saquon, although he's had a couple not 100% on fire weeks, he's trending upward as well. With his stats are a lot more improved than he was the first 5 weeks of the season. And Jalen Hurts, I've had arguments about Jalen Hurts on where he is as a QB in the league. You still could put him top 15 in the league, and that's all you need if you're the Eagles.
That's very true. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to buy the Eagles. They're currently 8-2. Obviously, we just talked about that win they had against the Lions, which was more so, I feel like, the Lions shooting themselves in the foot than the Eagles dominating.
But that's my point.
Yeah, no, exactly.
They have their bad game. They still find a way to win.
Right on. And coming up, they have the Cowboys. That'll be a good game. Then they have the Bears, Chargers, Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders again. So I'm seeing at least 3, probably 4 wins out of the next 6, and I think that firmly puts them in the in the bye category.
I agree.
Yeah, I completely agree with both you guys. Sadly, it's not a spicy one. I'm buying the Eagles. Too much talent on offense. I mean, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, you have Saquon in the backfield, and you still have Jalen Hurts at quarterback. And anytime that team is inside the 3-yard line, they're going to score a touchdown with the tush push. I mean, you just can't stop it. So,
Unless they false start now.
4th and 1, 4th and 2, they're going to pick it up. So, I mean, it's a 4-down offense. Their defense is solid. And like Carson said, they're finding ways to win tough games. I mean, they're not performing super well right now, but it's a team coming off a Super Bowl. They're 8-2, and I mean, it's kind of hard not to buy that team, in my opinion.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I think that we need to switch from the Chiefs hate to the Eagles hate. Anyone with me?
I mean, that tush push is absolutely abysmal to watch.
But why do we hate the Chiefs so much? The Eagles, I hate the Eagles.
Are you a Chiefs fan?
Are you by chance? All right.
You should hate the Eagles too.
Yeah, of course I hate the Eagles. Nick Foles, one of the greatest backup Super Bowl performances of all time.
Goat.
Why wouldn't I hate him?
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's keep the freaking.
I'm on the
Eagles
I'm
hate
on the
going.
Eagles hate train.
Thank you. Thank you for joining the train.
We're on that, but we have to respect football, and right now they're playing some good football. We'll go over here. We will move to Seattle.
Start us off, Elias.
I'll start us off. I think that I'm going to go hold. I think and obviously you can't judge football. You can't judge anything off of 1 week, right? But Sam Darnold struggled this week. He threw 4 picks. He had his I'm seeing ghosts moment. And I think that while they have a lot of talent, while they have not arguably, a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL in JSN, and a pretty consistent Sam Darnold, I don't really buy their rush game
I kept the camera on myself the whole time. Sorry.
Their defense, all good. Their defense is above average, but not enough, I think, to push them past a team like the Rams in their own division. Right now, they're 7-3. The 49ers are right behind them in third at 7-4, and of course, you have the 8-2 Rams. So, I am going to, I'm going to hold the Seahawks, and wait and see here a little bit with them. Carson, Dylan.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a tough one for me. Not a super strong schedule. They've played a lot of mediocre teams, I would say. But I think I'm gonna buy the Seahawks, guys. JSN, like you said, I would argue that he's probably
The best?
the best receiver in the league right
Yeah.
now.
We've been arguing that
We've
since
been
week
talking about-
3.
yeah.
Stats wise, I mean, the dude's always open. I mean, they have a decent offense. They have a decent defense. I mean, like you said, they haven't really played anybody great. But with Sam Darnold throwing 4 interceptions, they still only lose to the Rams by 2 points. They lost to the mostly healthy Buccaneers by only 3 points. So I really think that the Seahawks, although they don't have a ton of big names, I think that they're going to perform. And I think that Sam Darnold is a veteran, and I don't think that you're going to see another 4 interception game out of him. Or even, he doesn't usually turn the ball over a ton. At least this year he hasn't. So I'm going to buy the Seahawks.
All right.
I'm going to be in the Elias boat here. I'm going to just hold on to him because they actually, I have this stat right here. They literally outplayed the Rams. Had Sam Darnold not thrown interceptions, he had 414 yards, or the team had 414 yards compared to 249 yards from the Rams. However, you take JSN out of the equation, what are the Seahawks offense?
Not a lot.
Like,
Not a whole lot. And you're going to get to a point where JSN has 0 playoff experience. Sam Darnold has been a mediocre quarterback his whole career. Like, never. He's just one of those run-of-the-mill guys that just stays in the league. Happens to be having a real good year because he has the best wide receiver in the league. That's my opinion. However, as long as those two guys are working, they can be a scary team.
oh, absolutely.
But what happens when they don't?
Yeah.
They could fall apart so fast.
And there's not a lot else to rely on there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm holding, because as long as you keep Sam Darnold and JSN playing at best in the league, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Let them have a Super Bowl. The second one of them doesn't show up, Seahawks are nobody.
You know who this team feels like to me? Almost, I want to say it was when Kirk Cousins played on the the Vikings a few years back when they had a really, really good record, and then they may have lost.
Like the Minneapolis Miracle.
Yeah, and they lost in like the second round of the playoffs or something.
Yeah.
I do buy the Seahawks, but it almost feels like a situation like that here, where it's like I don't think anybody really looked at the Seahawks preseason and they were like, wow, this team is gonna be, what are they, 8-2 right now?
I don't think anybody did.
Right. So I'm skeptical to buy them, but I still think I'm going to, just because
Okay.
of the way that they're performing right now.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right. Next, we head to Tampa. We go Buccaneers. I can start us off on that one
Start
too.
us off.
Because I'm selling the Bucs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm selling them. We had this conversation early on a couple episodes ago where it was like, holy crap, Baker Mayfield is in the MVP conversation. And now they are at 6-5. Still ahead in their division, but you know the Panthers are creeping up. But
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Or 6-4, excuse me. But look, they've been injury riddled all season, and in the past couple weeks, or maybe 3 weeks, you've seen Emeka Egbuka, the rookie, who was really carrying their offense, being a very reliable target for Baker Mayfield. You've seen him cool off, and there's not a lot of people around to cover that slack. They have a solid defense, but a defense that's also given up a lot of big plays this year. A defense that's struggled in the red zone. So I think the Buccaneers, you could see in the next 3 weeks, either they really show themselves and I completely bite my tongue, or what I think is going to happen is they're kind of going to settle into mediocrity.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to sell them.
I'm going to go ahead and also sell them, but I would sell half my shares
Half my shares.
because I think that the Buccaneers' ceiling is very high. They have a high ceiling. We're talking best they can be.
Mhm.
However, their floor is also very low, and there's a lot of room between that ceiling and that floor. And I keep harping on this the whole day. Big statement wins. Only big statement win was when on October 5th they beat the Seahawks 38-35. Outside of that, they lose to the Eagles, they lose to the Lions, they lose to the Patriots, and they lose to the Bills.
Yeah.
All teams that we're buying.
Yeah.
So I'm selling.
I like that take. Dylan?
Man, another tough one for me, honestly. I think I'm gonna hold on to the Bucks for now. I mean, there's so much talent in that offense, and like you said, they've been very injury riddled, and I'm sure that Baker Mayfield's playing through injuries right now. But just a really unfortunate last 3 or 4 weeks with Evans, Godwin, a couple of huge
that's true.
injuries. You're relying on a rookie to have this insane season, which obviously like they can only do that for so long, in my opinion. I mean, I think honestly I'm a Patriots fan, but I think that if you have more offensive depth against us, they probably win that game. I think that they would have performed a lot better against Buffalo. I just think that right now, like Baker Mayfield is like he waits to get into that MVP mode until they're down like 2 scores. Like it's almost like they're like asleep, and then it's like Baker Mayfield's like, oh, we're down 2 touchdowns. Now I'm just gonna like absolutely go insane. So I'm gonna hold them until
fair take.
until they get a couple injured players back and see like maybe they win another big game. But I think that if they get in the playoffs, they could be a dangerous team if they are healthy.
Absolutely. Another thing to note is, I mean, besides the Panthers, who are also like pretty mediocre overall, and chances are they're not going to pop. Like the Buccaneers are probably going to win their division, so you have that certainty.
True. It's a decent hold. I can get behind a hold.
I can get behind
if
a
you
hold.
need me to get behind a hold, I can get behind a hold.
I'm still going to go sell, but I see where
I'm
you're
selling
coming
as
from.
well.
All right, next up we have the 7-4 Chargers. I'm selling the Chargers. I think that they do not have enough offensively. Obviously, their rushing attack has just been injury riddled with Hampton and God, I'm blanking right now.
I agree.
Not J.K. Dobbins.
Dobbins is on the Broncos.
It's on the Broncos. It's Najee Harris.
Yes.
Najee Harris and Amari and Hampton both injured. So the rushing attack, it hasn't been bad. I mean, Kamani Vidal has been decent, but it's not really the running back that you're going to win playoff games with. And I mean, this past Sunday they lost to the Jaguars 35-6, which is incredibly rough in any aspect. The Jaguars are an all right team, but the Chargers just didn't show up. And yes, you know, they beat the Steelers, which if we're talking about statement wins, Carson, I'd say that's a decent one. Not at the level of a top team, but it's a good team. But I just don't think that the Chargers have it in them, and for that reason, I'm going to sell.
Okay. Going into this one for me, I was also on the sell train, but as I've been as I've been thinking about it, I'm on the hold.
Okay.
Here's the only problem. The AFC West this year, phenomenal.
Minus the Raiders.
Okay.
Minus the
But
9
like,
Raiders.
outside of the Raiders, phenomenal. Because when you've got the Buccaneers and the Panthers having almost the same record as the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are not even close to the playoffs right now, and the Buccaneers are about to win their division, shows you how good the AFC West is. With that being said, Chargers, in their 2 games within their conference, have won both of them. The Chargers beat the Broncos, and they beat the Chiefs week 1. That, I think, tells you a little bit, but the problem is their consistency is not necessarily there. When it comes to Justin Herbert, I think he is a quality quarterback, but is he going to do that special thing? Is he going to step up big time when it's, mid-February?
Yeah.
I guess more like mid-January.
Yeah.
But is he going to step up big time, or is he just going to be run-of-the-mill? He throws the ball really well. I really like him, actually. As much as I don't like the Chargers as a Chiefs fan, I actually do like Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting because they still have to play the Broncos again. Mind you, that's their last game of the regular season. So the AFC West, I bet you comes down to that game on January 4th, which is sick.
Yeah.
They get to play the Chiefs again on December 14th. That'll be an interesting game. Granted, we'll get to the Chiefs. Maybe we should go to them next, but I mean, they have a chance. They play Raiders next week, so easy win for them then. But then they play the Eagles, then they play the Cowboys, Texans, Broncos, and Chiefs. I'm holding because I don't know.
Fair enough. When you don't know, you hold.
It's
And any
exactly.
cards player knows that. Dylan?
You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them,
That's
know when to
just
walk
it.
away, and know when to run.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
And you also have to know when to place your bets on the table if you have good cards.
That's very true. Is that what you're going to do?
No, I'm selling.
No. I love it.
No, absolutely not. No, never. I'm never buying the Chargers. Justin Herbert's fake. He's good, but he can't step up in the big moment. They don't. I don't think they have a signature win this year. If you call the Broncos a signature win, I guess you could say that. It was early. It was week 3. I don't think the Chiefs' signature win. It's week 1. The Chiefs aren't having a great year. Sorry, Carson. But, I mean, they lost.
Game was also in Brazil.
That's also true.
Good
Lost to the Colts. Lost to the Commanders. Lost to the Giants. Lost to the Jags.
And their injuries.
They only beat the Titans by 7 points. And honestly, I could see the Chargers beating the Raiders and then losing 5 straight games with that remaining schedule,
fair take.
because those are all teams that honestly I'm holding or buying that are left on their schedule. So I'm absolutely selling the Chargers. I don't see a way that I would ever want to invest in them.
Wow.
Strong take, but I like it. I don't hate that.
There you go.
And that gives us a perfect segue, staying in the AFC West, to Carson's favorite Kansas City Chiefs. I'll let you go first.
I feel, this
I
is
feel
tearing
sick
my
to my
heart.
stomach.
This is tearing my heart because this is why actually when I play sports bets, now that I'm legally allowed to do it as of November 1st, thank you the NCAA.
Thank you, NCAA.
Not that I would ever do it before then, but I always have a rule: never bet on my own team. And I'm not gonna lie, this weekend placed a couple parlays on the Chiefs, and I'm not gonna lie, I won some good money.
Wow.
However, I don't want to keep that same mindset going into this segment here, and I'm gonna go ahead and sell.
Wow.
I am tying. See, it's a thing, and that's why I don't like to bet on them. I don't like to bet on them because I don't want my opinion to get involved with my like my love.
Yeah.
Like I want the Chiefs to win. I want them to win the Super Bowl. Do I think that they will? No. Do I think that they'll even make the playoffs? Honestly, no. And I can give you my reasons, but I just don't. My biggest reason would be I have seen the Chiefs. I've watched every one of their games for the last 7 years. And I have seen their seasons when they are the Super Bowl winning Chiefs. And this season, I have barely seen that. And I'm going to be honest, I thought their game on Sunday was one of the best offensive games they've played. Outside of Mahomes' stupid interception, that was one of, like, I was like, Travis Kelce's back. I was like, we were throwing it to multiple wide receivers. Hollywood Brown, I would have loved for him to get a little bit more production in that game. But, I mean, we saw the, 70-yard pass to Tyquan Thornton.
Yeah.
Mahomes was overthrowing his receivers, which is weird. I miss Tyreek Hill, for that matter. But I felt like Chiefs were playing good for the most part. And the fact that they still lose is where I get concerned.
Yeah.
Against a really good team. So you can't totally count them out. But their record is not good enough to support a loss to a really good team right now. Coming out of a bye week, Andy Reid is one of the most successful coaches in the NFL coming off of a bye week. One of the most successful. His record is, phenomenal, 700 coming off a bye week in his career. And that was on a platter, perfect moment for them to be like, hey, we're still going to be here. We're still going to make the playoffs. On a platter, you come off the bye week, you play one of the top teams in the NFL, and you still lose.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to sell.
Period. I am going to agree with Carson. I don't have nearly as much to say. But
Sorry, I went on a tangent.
no, I mean that's your team. You gotta ride with that. But I'm gonna sell the Chiefs, and I agree. I think if you watch the NFL, if you're really invested in the NFL, you over the past 5 years, more. When you see the Chiefs play, usually you're impressed because you're like, holy crap, this is a team that has its stuff together. They have the offense, they have the defense. Obviously, they have Patrick Mahomes. This year, when I've watched the Chiefs, I have not seen that.
I agree.
I've seen them struggle. I've seen them have stupid penalties, things that have just kind of shot them in the foot. And
Stupid throws from Mahomes, too.
yeah. And what concerns me as well is, as powerful of an atmosphere as Arrowhead Stadium is, the Chiefs are 1-4 away from home. And I think that's a big problem because if you are a contending team and if you are a playoff Super Bowl bound team, at some point, especially with a record of 5-5 right now, you're going to have to play on the road.
Oh, 100%.
And they're not winning on the road whatsoever.
And the first time that they played on the road in the playoffs was last year.
Yeah.
So their success comes from Arrowhead.
Yeah.
And thank God they get to play at Arrowhead a majority of the last couple games here in this season, but I agree with you.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and sell the Chiefs. Dylan?
You guys are kind of talking me down on what I was going to say, but I think I'm still going to hold the Chiefs. I haven't watched as many games as Carson has this year of the Chiefs because I'm not a Chiefs fan, but it's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still a team that's won a handful of Super Bowls in the last 5 years. You still have Travis Kelce, who's arguably top 2 tight ends of all time, top 3 tight ends of all time.
Top 1.
Yeah, we could argue about that one. You just got Rashee Rice back.
5 weeks ago.
I think that it's hard to give up on a team like this early in the season. I agree with Elias. Being 1-4 on the road is terrible because if they do make the playoffs, they're gonna have to play on the road. But it's really hard for me to sell the Chiefs when I've watched these games where you look at them sometimes and you're like, how is this team gonna win this game? And they still win this game.
Yeah.
So
This is true.
I'm still even as a Patriots fan, I'm still gonna hold on to the Chiefs. There's a lot of things telling me to sell them, but it's hard for me to bet against that team.
I'll say 2 more things. Number 1 is going to agree with Chambers on this. The other one is going to disagree. The betting odds still favor the Chiefs. So you got to think, like, if Vegas thinks that the Chiefs will still make the playoffs, then I hate to say it, but Vegas is consistently correct about things.
Yeah.
So they gave them -110 right now. Also, the other thing, though, another reason I'd sell, they can't win 1-score games. They went, I think, like 12-0 last year, winning 1-score games. This year, 0-5.
That is a very good point. They won a lot of 1-score games last year where you were like, this team could be like 3-7 right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But I also think that Isaiah Pacheco has not been the same person since he destroyed his leg.
He's out right now.
He is out right now. So I think that they don't have that explosive running back power, which really hurts their offense because you know that Patrick Mahomes is going to throw the ball like 40 or 45 times a game. And teams are starting to understand that. So I'm still holding them, but I see all of the points why you would sell the Chiefs.
Fair enough.
Sweet. Let's move over. Let's go Green Bay Packers. I am going to hold the Packers. I think the NFC North, obviously we already talked about the Lions. And then leading the division is the 7-3 Bears. So there's a lot of wiggle room in there for any of those 3 teams to appear and kind of set in stone who's going to be the winner of the division and a contending team. The Bears have looked pretty good in the last couple weeks. Caleb Williams has really been justifying that draft pick. And I think that the Packers have enough in them to still take the division away from the Bears and the Lions. And obviously, if you watch the podcast, you know I'm a huge Panthers fan, and that was a huge win for us when we played the Packers. But I think that they had an off week, and I think the Panthers got lucky in that game. I think the Packers overall have the weapons, have the defense to win that division, so I'm going to hold.
Yeah, I'm selling the Packers, guys.
All right.
if you asked me this in week 2 of the NFL season, I would have told you that I think the Packers were Super Bowl contenders. But I think that Jordan Love has been making some terrible decisions in the quarterbacking position. I think that the young wide receiving core of last year's Packers, where everybody was like, oh my God, these wide receivers are going to be insane, aren't the same that they were last year. And there's something about watching the Packers play football where I'm just like, this is ugly. Turn off the TV and let me sell this stock, please.
Right on.
I am going to also hold the Packers. I'm going to have to disagree with you on this, Dylan. Jordan Love has only thrown 3 interceptions the whole year. He also has thrown for 2,421 yards, 15 touchdowns. And he's thrown a touchdown every single game since week 3. He threw 3 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, 1 touchdown, 3 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns.
That was a nice little cadence you had there going for a
That was
second.
pretty good.
That was
What was
nice.
the snap count on that?
Yeah, we were on, I don't know. I was about to say something. I forgot what I was going to say. I didn't know how I was going to say that. Grenade team. But I'm going to just hold on to them. I don't think that they're going to personally make a run. We had this conversation a little bit, I think, last week, Elias,
Yeah.
about Jordan Love compared to Brett Favre and compared to Aaron Rodgers. The Packers are a team that has their quarterback and sticks with their quarterback. Here's the difference. Brett Favre, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And by this time in their career, they would have submitted that as a talking point.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't necessarily, by this time in Love's career,
Not even close.
not even close.
Yeah.
No. I wouldn't even say that you
So-
would talk about him in the Hall of Fame at this point. Like
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm
right,
saying
yeah.
is like, if you want to compare Packers teams over the last 40 years, this is not your best quarterback, and I don't know if Jordan Love is a franchise quarterback.
That's a take right there.
It was
Heard
a hot
that.
take.
Heard that.
There we go. So I'm holding on to them because I think they're good enough, but will they do it? Maybe not.
Fair enough.
Fair.
All right. Let's head over to the Patriots, the 9-2 New England Patriots.
Ooh, can I start? Can I start?
The Drake May Patriots. Yeah, Dylan, you can start.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy as much money as I can in the Patriots stock. Drake May is gonna win the MVP this year. Stephon Diggs is stepping up. He's gonna have a 1,000-yard season. Travion Henderson is looking really good. All right, sorry, this is a lot of glaze, but Travion Henderson has looked great. Ramondre Stevenson, if he could stop fumbling the ball and get healthy, is a really good running back. Kayshon Boutte is really good. Hunter Henry is a very consistent tight end, but I just think offensively, very consistent. Drake May doesn't turn the ball over a lot. He's going to give you like anywhere from 230 to 260 passing yards a game. The only thing that scares me about the Patriots is their defense a little bit. I think just from watching them, they're very lackadaisical at the beginning of the game. The first 2 drives that the offense gets, no matter who it is. I mean, who do we just beat? Give me brain cells.
Give me brain cells.
Somebody
I'll
help.
give you the brain cells.
I wish I could tell you off the back of my head. The Jets?
The Jets. Even against the Jets came out the first possession and took 8 minutes off the clock and scored a touchdown.
I was praying the Jets would win that game.
I want to say that was
Oh my
their
God.
first opening drive touchdown of the season. So the Patriots offense or the Patriots defense can put this offense into bad spots, and all it takes is one Drake May mistake for us to be down 2 scores, and then you're playing a game from behind against a really good team. So that scares me, but I'm still going to buy him.
All right, so we're talking about the New England Patriots, the 9-2 New England Patriots, the Drake May Friday New England Patriots. I mean, this is a pretty obvious take, but I'm gonna buy the Patriots. They are 9-2. They have won their big games. They beat the Bills. You brought up concerns about the defense. I'm gonna agree with you there. I think the biggest thing that there is to talk about in playoff football is, can you play complementary football? Can the offense and defense both produce at the same time? I'm nervous that the Patriots are a little young for both of those things to come good at the same time. However, they're 9-2 for a reason. They've shown that they can. Playoffs is a different story, so I'm a little nervous about that. The running back take, I gotta say, when a running back is called a good running back in the same sentence as he's injured too much and he fumbles too much, in my book, that's a bad running back. So I don't think that Ramondre Stevenson is really a factor. And I'm a little nervous to buy Travion Henderson as an RB1, as I just don't think he's that good between the tackles, running up the gut, etc. I think when you put him in open space, yeah, he's great. He's great as a return man. And when you give him a little toss, a little counter, he can do that. But overall, I am going to buy the Patriots because they are 9-2.
I'm slowly zooming this in on myself. The last thing I want to do is buy the Patriots.
Buy them.
I don't want to, but their last 6 games of this season are so freaking easy. Outside of 2 of them, they are currently 9-2, and they could easily end this last 6 games still with 2 losses. The hardest 2 games they play are the Bills and the Ravens, and I think they're at least going to win one of those, if not both. They play the Bills at Gillette.
At home.
They play the Ravens at Ravens. I don't even think that Ravens are a very hard place to play. With that being said, I have to buy. I don't want to talk about them anymore. Goodbye.
All right. So, bye. Consensus on that one as well. And now we can head over to Denver to talk about those Denver Broncos. Carson, I think you're the man for this.
I will talk about the Denver Broncos. I don't like them, but I do think that they're a very, very good team. And when it came down to it, in a situation where you quite frankly need to win, or the Chiefs needed to win against the Broncos, coming off the bye week, like I said earlier, that was a very important game for the Chiefs. And the Broncos put them to bed. The Broncos, when they need to win, they win. Bo Nix plays phenomenal. Like, very good. And their defense, especially their defensive line, their blitz is virtually unstoppable. They put every single QB under pressure to the point where the QBs make horrible throws. I think their secondary is medium tier, but their blitz is very, very good, which makes their secondary not have to do as much work.
It's very true. So that's a buy from you?
It's a buy.
It's going to be a buy from me as well. Broncos have consistently shown this year that they can really play. The offense is good. The defense is better. I think that, yes, their defensive line, but all across the board. I mean, the secondary is good. I wouldn't say it's, at the top, but it's very good. Linebackers. The Broncos have themselves some very good linebackers led by Nick Bonito, who I think he has 10 sacks this year. He was a free agency addition. He's been in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. Do I think he's there? No, but he's very good, and the Broncos' defensive unit is very good. So,
Rip Von Miller on the Broncos, by the way.
yeah, man, I miss those days. But I'm gonna buy the Broncos, 9-2 for a reason. They have some very winnable games in their future, and I'm gonna kick it to Dylan.
This is a really, really, really hard one for me, to be honest with you. I want to hold the Broncos, but I know that I should buy the Broncos. If I was a Broncos fan, I would buy the Broncos because they're in the same situation that I think the Patriots are in. So I'm gonna buy them, but I have a lot of things that make me want to hold them. The Broncos had 167 penalty yards against the Chiefs.
Yes.
That is very, very
was
dangerous.
bad.
That's very dangerous. And
Sean Payton was one of those.
yeah, I think
Or 15 of those.
I honestly don't call the Chiefs a signature win. I mean, you guys both just sold the Chiefs. I held the Chiefs. Like, you look at the Chiefs and you're like, wow, they beat the Chiefs. But I mean, they only beat the Raiders 10-7. They beat the Davis Mills Texans 18-15.
Davis Mills.
They only beat the Jets 13-11. So are they finding ways to win football games? Yes. Is their defense very good? Yes. Their defense steps up when the offense isn't playing very well? Absolutely. But I think Bo Nix is young. He's inexperienced, just like Drake May when it comes to the playoffs. I don't love their running back room as well. So I'm buying them, but I'm buying them very cautiously. I'm not putting a lot of stock into this team.
Fair enough.
All right. And now we can kick it back to a division that we've talked about quite a few times. That is the NFC North. And so let's talk about those Bears. The Bears.
Da Bears.
How about them Bears?
Da Bears.
The Bears. I can start us off there.
Go.
All right. I'm going to hold the Bears. I think I've said this already multiple times. That division is up for grabs. Caleb Williams is playing some very good football right now, as is their offense, defense as well. But I think they're young. I think, I don't know. I think I'm also, and this is going to be a hot take too, I think that coaching is going to get in the way here. I think they have a young head coach, and when you pair a young head coach and a young roster, it can go one of two ways. But I think for the Bears, it's going to be a lack of experience against two teams that have been there and done that, in the Lions and the Packers. Just talking playoffs, obviously the Lions have their history of selling. But yeah, I'm going to hold the Bears, but, I mean, they're on a 3-game win streak, so, you know, you never know.
Yeah, they are. First in the NFC North, which is crazy. But I'm also going to hold them. I'm going to have to hold them. And I saw this crazy take the other day, and I'm going to say it so I can post it as a clip. So I'm going to go ahead and say this. Ever since the Pope.
Oh, Lord.
Ever since the
no.
Pope became the Pope. What team does he support? Oh,
The Bears.
it's the Bears.
The Bears.
And with that being said, I think that the Bears are going to do very successful because of the Pope. And that's all I'm going to say.
Just put it up on the man above. If the Pope is riding with him, then
If the Pope is riding with your team, you're going to win.
I mean, you might as well buy him at that point, Carson.
You know what? I'm buying him.
all right.
I'm buying him.
I've convinced you to do something that I would never do. I'm not buying the Bears. Hold. Beat the Vikings. I think J.J. McCarthy's mid. We can talk about that if we're going to talk about that. Beat the Giants. Beat the Bengals. That was a crazy game. I don't know. I'm not super convinced by the Bears. Again, young quarterback, young head coach. I still think Caleb Williams makes some silly decisions sometimes. DJ Moore hasn't been the DJ Moore that he was the last couple of years.
Panthers DJ Moore.
He's on my fantasy team in my league that I started a couple weeks ago, and he just has been terrible this year. He really isn't that great. I think Rome Odunze has honestly been Caleb Williams' favorite target this year. But I just think a little bit too inconsistent for me and young, so I'm not going to buy him, but I will hold on to him because I guess, hey, the Pope says so.
Pope says so.
Pope says goes. Shout out Pope Leo.
Shout him out.
All right, now the Panthers. And I'm gonna be safe, and I'm gonna hold the Panthers. If I could hold them for 3 more weeks, it'd be great because it'll tell a lot about what's going on here.
But that's what holding them is all about.
But that's what it's all about. In last week's podcast, I heavily criticized Bryce Young. I said that maybe it was time to think about options going forward with a new quarterback.
Wow.
Then
This is true.
he had MVP Bryce Young performance, which he has roughly one of those a year. And this one came against the Falcons. He threw for a franchise record, I think 448 passing yards, surpassing Superman Cam Newton. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, all of it. And
Beautiful.
if Bryce Young plays at that level, the Panthers can do some very special things. But Bryce Young is still inconsistent, and you can't rely on him to have those kinds of performances every week. We were also playing against the Falcons, who are consistently selling leads and making it just a little bit easier for us. So I'm going to hold the Panthers. The one thing that I really like is that finally the Panthers defense is playing some good football. And those are words that haven't been said in years. So I think that if the Panthers defense can keep playing, if Ejiro Evero, the DC, can keep them clicking, they're in contention for the division with the Buccaneers, who are kind of losing some steam at the moment. However, this is not a Super Bowl contending team. I would bite your arm off if the Panthers win one playoff game. I would love that. It would make me so happy, but I'm going to hold them.
I'm going to hold them. part of me wants to just sell because I don't think that they are going to make the playoffs. I just don't. I just don't assume it's going to happen.
It's reasonable to think that.
Like, I just don't think it's going to happen. But I also didn't think that they would be in the position they're in right now. So with that being said, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They might get it done. They might make the playoffs. And I would love to. You know what? If the Chiefs don't make the playoffs, I tell you what.
Come on over.
I'll hop on as an honorary Panthers
Come
fan.
on over. We can
and I'll watch the game with you.
Thank you. And we can both go Panthers and Dylan can go Patriots, and we'll have something to bond over.
As long as the Patriots lose, I don't really care what happens.
Man, I haven't said anything like that about the Chiefs today.
I know.
Yeah, and you want to know why? You want to know why? Because they're freaking bad this year. That was what I was literally thinking while you were talking about the Patriots. I was like, I gave a pretty gross reaction when he started talking about the Patriots. And I think if this conversation happened any of the other years, he gives the same dang reaction. But he doesn't care because they're bad again.
I hated the Chiefs for years.
I've hated the Patriots since the day I was born.
All right. The Panthers, guys, Carson, you said part of you wants to sell them. A lot of me wants to sell the Panthers.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm going to be different. I'm going to sell the Panthers. They lost to the Bills by 31 points. They lost to the Patriots by 29 points. They've lost to the Cardinals, and they've lost to the Saints.
Yeah.
Inconsistent. Bryce Young is way too inconsistent for me still. Like you said, he has this game where he throws for 448 yards, and then the next game he, for some reason, can't see over the offensive line again and plays like terrible. So too inconsistent for me. Still have to play the 49ers, the Rams, the Bucks twice, and the Seahawks.
That's a 49ers game on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
That's a test right there.
That's a very, very difficult remaining schedule. And I just don't see that team getting it done. I'm sorry, but sell.
All right.
And you can take everything that I sell and buy it back in if you want.
Yeah, I'll take the
now that
the
you've
shares
sold
that you're going to sell.
The stock actually becomes cheaper now that you sold it. So in that case, I might buy it.
All right. So we have two teams left, and they're both NFC West teams, and we'll start with the Rams, the LA Rams. I'm buying the Rams. I think that Matthew Stafford is playing at an MVP caliber. Do I think he's the MVP? Not necessarily, but he's playing some very good football. Obviously, you have Puka Nacua. You have weapons all over the defense, and I mean, they're on a win streak of 5 games. This is the time in the NFL season around week 10, week 11, where stuff like that really matters.
Yeah.
If you get hot at the right time, that can really carry you all the way through. And I think that they've done that. They've been consistent. They've beaten some pretty big teams and some in-division rivals like the Seahawks last week. That was a big win. So I'm going to buy the Rams. I'm going to buy the aging Matthew Stafford.
It's not aging.
Yeah, he's aging. He's aging like fine wine, but still
like
aging. Fine wine.
I have not heard that take yet on anywhere, and I think that's a great take about the fine wine. Yeah, he's getting older, but sometimes wine tastes a little bit better the older it gets.
Ain't that the truth? Usually it does.
Yeah, there's no sometimes unless it's like your
it's
barefoot pink mistake.
unless
In that case, if you leave it like a day past it should be drank, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Too much juice.
All right, somebody else.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy him as well. I think they've set themselves up in a position to make a very soft landing to be a number 1 seed in the NFC. I think that they got their. I've been preaching about the statement wins all day. They've got their statement wins. They have a couple more statement wins to make, and their strength of schedule is not easy. They had to play the 49ers. They had to play the Seahawks. They had to play the Ravens when they had Lamar, I think, back. I don't know. They only put 3 points. The only real caveat to the whole thing is they lost the Eagles week 3, which I don't even think that's a bad loss.
No.
So they made their statement wins. They have a soft landing now. You have to play the Buccaneers again. I think it's a winnable game because we've kind of said that the Buccaneers are trending downward. Panthers. Winnable game. Sorry, Elias. It's a winnable game.
They should be beating the Panthers. They should be.
Cardinals, winnable game. Lions, that's a conversation for 4 weeks down the road when the Lions are either going to submit themselves as a team that's a force to be reckoned with, or they're going to submit themselves as not as good.
Fodder.
Which that's why we're holding the Lions for that matter. And then Seahawks again. That will be a big game that'll come down. The season is going to come down for the NFC to the Rams-Seahawks game on December 18th. That is the biggest game of the year. It's Sunday Night Football. And we saw that game, literally the other day, and it was a freaking good game. And now it's going to be on primetime Sunday Night Football with everything to play for. That is the best game of the year.
Yeah, we'll talk then.
For right now, I'm buying them until that game.
All right, Dylan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely buying the Rams. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Matt Stafford, like you guys said, aging
Squad.
Yeah, I mean, just insane. I mean, you know that this team is dangerous when you're on the 1 yard line. You have Kyron Williams, Blake Corum in the backfield, and you're throwing up a 1 yard, like,
Fade.
50-50 ball to Devontae Adams on first and goal on the 1. Like you know that this is a team that you don't want to come across. So too much power on offense. Corum is emerging in the red zone, I think, and the defense is good enough where I think that this team could absolutely do something in the playoffs.
What are your guys' thoughts on Sean McVay?
I like Sean McVay.
I'm a big Sean McVay
I also
fan.
like Sean McVay.
I don't have any reason to like him. I just like him.
There's just guys that
There's guys that you like, guys that
Yeah,
you don't. For
absolutely.
example, Mike Vrabel. Hate that guy.
Come on.
Anyways.
That was just cheap. That was a cheap
That
shot.
was really
It's
cheap,
a low
man.
blow. But before we start throwing any fisticuffs in here, we'll go.
Yeah, this thing has to end soon.
It's got to end soon. So we'll go to the last remaining team, and that's the 49ers, who are in that same division. 7-4. I'm going to sell them.
Mhm.
I think, I mean, it's rough, especially when you're looking at a team that's well above 500 to sell them. But you're also contending with the Seahawks and the Rams in the same division. And we bought we bought both those teams.
Yeah.
So I think that the 49ers are going to be the odd men out in that one. I'm really happy to see Christian McCaffrey performing again after the couple of years that he's had on the IR. But, I mean, Mac Jones did what he could do. Brock Purdy's coming back. Ricky Pearsall came back last week and got me 0.5 points on fantasy, so shout out you, Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
One catch for -5 yards.
there you go. But I think that they're just going to find themselves slightly below the other two teams in that same division. So for that reason, 49ers are going to get sold.
I am going to just hold them because I feel like the 49ers are a team that will casually make it into the playoffs and make a little run. You might see them in the NFC Championship.
All
You
right.
also might not.
Truer words have never been said.
I guess that's kind of a I don't know what the word is. I don't know. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of, but I can't think of the word. I'm going to think of it later. I guess that's cliche.
Yes,
It's a little bit
there it
cliche.
is, yeah.
It's a little bit cliche to say that. However, I think they have their good games. They have their bad games. Mac Jones, Dylan, what are your thoughts on Mac Jones? Tell me in one word. As a Patriots fan who dealt with the Mac Jones.
One word. Wow. That's hard. It's hard to do it in one word.
That's my point.
I think that
That's my point.
Mac Jones is like a leech. Like he limps the team along. Like he puts them in a position where they could maybe win the football game, but also they could lose the football game.
And that's why I'm holding. Go ahead, Dylan.
I'm also holding. I think you have the Panthers, the Browns, the Titans, and then you have the Colts, the Bears, and the Seahawks. But Purdy coming back, Mac Jones on the bench, so you have that quarterback that has made big plays before, which I don't think Mac Jones is able to do. You still have Christian McCaffrey. You have Jawan Jennings, who was hurt for a little bit. Still kind of dealing with a nagging injury, but I think that he is a very good receiver. It's hard for me to sell this team with the record and with the next 3 games that they have because it's very easy that they win these next 3 and they are 10-4. And then they're pretty close to being a playoff team. You only have to really win one more game. So I'm not buying them because really no signature win. They beat the Rams by 3 early in the year, but since then they haven't been great. But
It's interesting.
it's weird. Like Mac Jones is either like I think he had a game where he was 33 of 39 for 300 yards, and they still lost.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that you have a more optimistic hold, and I have a more pessimistic hold.
Yeah.
Like yours is like I think they could do pretty well, and mine's like I think they're gonna bottle it. But
Yeah.
it's interesting.
I mean, there's so many variables on that team, and I don't know. You never know what 49ers team is going to show up, really.
I don't think so. I think that is going to do it for us here. That final one there with the 49ers. Thank you for joining us here on the Flags and Whistles podcast. We have been at this for a while. It's now almost 10 p.m. over here on the East Coast. But
Bro, this isn't live.
That's true.
It doesn't matter if it's
Good
on
point.
the East Coast or not. They're going to see it when they see it.
You're going to see it when they see it, but more so for us.
It's almost 10 p.m.
We have been working at
It's
this for a
Elias's
while.
bedtime.
It's bedtime. And
Is it
again,
bedtime or?
thank you for watching. It's a pleasure here as always. Dylan, thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate you.
Thanks for the invite, boys.
Of course.
Fun.
It's fun.
It
We
is
like
fun.
having the.
It's
we
it's
like
better
having
with
the
a guest.
guests.
It's better with a guest.
Good having a different opinion, and good for us to have. I like the new segments. I think this is a good move by us. We got to keep this rolling.
Yeah, and
If you
I
want
think
to see more of this or have an idea of what you want us to do, go ahead, shoot us a DM, shoot us a comment.
Yeah, and next week
We're out.
we're out. It'll be Thanksgiving. Happy
Following week as
Thanksgiving
well.
to yep.
Wait. No.
No.
No, we'll be back. So we're gonna be off for 1 week.
Yeah, we'll be off for 1 week for Thanksgiving. We hope you all enjoy that. Have a good time with your friends and family. But for the Flags and Whistles
And enjoy the football
podcast-
on Thanksgiving.
And enjoy the football. For Flags and Whistles podcast, I'm Elias Stolleman. We got
Dylan Chambers.
and
Carson Flay.
that'll do it.
Adios.
Good night.